So first we're going to talk about setting up the safe spaces. So I'm going to quickly go to the space console where in the recent search, I'm going to concentrate just for the sake of the demo on this set of rooms for one department on this floor, this claims department. And what it's doing is showing me the rooms that are marked as available for the claims department. So I'm going to concentrate on these 24 seats, and note that it's 24. And what I'm doing is turning on my circles. And I see here in these desks that there are some that are red, indicating that they're too close together. So I'm going to actually just select every other one and mark them, instead of available, mark them as do not use. So you go and you multi-select, go to your room status, which is a new field available here, and say do not use, save, and you're done. Your number of available seats went down to 16. We just turned off 8 desks. I'll just mention also here that these circles are configurable so that you can actually adjust the number of the radius of those circles. So you can make them smaller or bigger depending on what you want. You can turn them on or off based on they only show ones that are available. So you see the circles turned off are the ones that are do not use. And you can also make them applicable to certain standards. What I show here is that this center here, where you have a lot of conference rooms, primary circulation space, or around the elevator or the kitchen, these areas you might just want to just shut off because you know that people in a seating arrangement are not going to want to sit in any desks that are near like circulation areas. So in one fell swoop, you can actually just kind of select them all and change their status. So you don't have you want to concentrate then on the desks that you actually can use rather than the ones that you can't. So you see that all of those in area just are turned off. So that's kind of a smart thing to do. I think when you're looking at those social distance circles to plan the desks that you actually are going to wind up using. And like I said, there's other things like standards such as walled-in offices could be used. So you might want to just say, well, for walled-in offices, I'm not going to show my social distance circles because it doesn't really necessarily apply. So it's a good tool to use to help you plan your spaces back, as I just showed. And here in this example, we went for this claims department, we went from 24 desks down to 16. That's important to know when we go to the next task, which is identify the people who are coming back and then occupy the spaces on the floor plan. So here, I'm going to go back into this video, and here's the new Mark Employees for Return to Work view. I'm going to filter by that same department in that building. So maybe you didn't associate people with your with individual seats anymore, but they're still part of the building. And you notice that there's 24 here. How do you fit 24 people into 16 seats? Well, the first thing I do is I'm going to say I'm going to double up 8 people. So 24 minus 8 is 16. I'm going to double up eight people in the same seats. So I'm going to mark these 8 as coming back on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm going to mark the next 8. And of course, you could probably be more selective, but just for the purpose of showing what's possible in this is the scenario I'm putting together, and I'm marking then these other 8 people as Tuesday, Thursday. Finally, I have 4 people that I know I want to return. They're critical employees and I want them to return and sit permanently back in the office. So I'm going to give them permanent spaces and I'm going to put them in phase 1 as an example of using that return to work info field. I mentioned cohorts is another, so you can say, well, what happens if you have alternating weeks? You can use cohort 1 or cohort 2 to designate different cohorts of people coming back at different times. And finally, I mentioned 4 other people who are just going to hotel. So I put return to work info as hoteling, if you saw that. Back at the space console, I'm going to look at those same seats again. And I have new options here. Show me the rooms that are vacant on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, because those are the people that I'm going to place on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So these rooms highlight, they are available, they're vacant on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm going to go to my employee list, and we're going to find those same people that I just marked in the other view. So I'll look at the organization on that building, and I have the same people. And so here I'm marrying the people that we've indicated as Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to the spaces that are available on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I do that by placing those in the waiting room, and then I'll drag and drop them onto spaces. I fast forward, it's going through this, and so I've placed these 8 people going back Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now these rooms are not highlighted because they're not available. They're not vacant on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But if I change to Tuesday, Thursday in my search, they show as vacant again. And here I can use them to, like I said, double up these seats. Now I have 8 people. I'm going to place those 8 people in the same seats for Tuesday, Thursday. So this shows how you can place people. You can show vacancies by day and place people accordingly. Now my next step is show me those always vacant rooms. And of course, the ones that I place people are not always vacant anymore. And I'm going to go to the phase 1 people and place them into rooms that are vacant, because these are the ones I want to permanently occupy spaces because they're critical employees. So in a few short steps, I've done some work on placing people both days of the week and permanent assignments. And these rooms, if you remember, I had 4 people who I wanted to hotel, and I'll mark these 4 spaces as hotelable. And the hotelable flag, I think, is new to this release in the Space Console as well. Finally, you can actually report on these things that I just did. So back down into the employee part of the search, I'm saying, show me the employees that are designated for phase 1. I see the employees here and where they're assigned. So I can export this information. I can see where they are assigned. I can show that in a spreadsheet. Similarly, for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I can search. And on the left-hand side, you can see those employees that are shown on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and where they're seated in the floor plan. So just to recap in a few short steps, I marked employees for alternating days of the week. I marked some employees that are permanent assignments. I marked some people that were coming back in hoteling faction, just showing the flexibility of what you can do in the occupancy plan. And then I made my occupancy plan, placing people in rooms Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, permanent assignments. I set up hoteling rooms, and then I showed reporting on those. Once I've had my results, or if you're in the middle of your plan and you want to go back to it, show me those employees that are seated permanently. Show me those employees that are seated Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and you have the list in front of you and the seats in which they occupy. So hopefully that's clear about the planning phase and what Back to Work in 25.2 does to address that. Finally, in enablement, we're going to go through a little hoteling and cleaning workflow, as I mentioned. So we'll start by, in Archibus Workplace, our responsive design employee experience app, I go to book spaces. I'm going to show, as someone who's going to come into to the office as a hoteling fashion, I want to highlight those spaces that are available in my department. And you see the 4 that I had indicated as hotelable. I select one, I book, I select today, and I'm done. Similarly, someone else may come and book another space. So I just have 2 spaces that I'm showing to book for 2 different people, for example. So I've booked spaces for the employee enablement piece, which is easy enough to do. And now in the maintenance console, just to show the cleaning workspace type of work requests that have been created at the end of the day to clean those spaces. So what we've done is by floor indicate the rooms that need to be cleaned. And just to show also on the space console, if you go and say, show me the rooms that require cleaning, you see the rooms, you see across the portfolio the ones that require cleaning, and specifically the ones on the 5th floor of NCO 5 that I had hoteled in. So here, if I highlight by room status, you can see those ones that were just hoteled. And again, once they are cleaned, and once that room status changed to required cleaning based on a workflow that happens at the end of the day, and once they're cleaned, and the work request, the work ticket is completed, those hotelable rooms come, their status changes back to available, so that the next day someone else can hotel those rooms.